Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with question 4 on the functions review. It says consider the function f whose graph is shown below. And what it's asking for is the domain of the function. I just want to remind you, when it comes to domain and range, domain is always going to look like some kind of space between. Think of I don't know. Think of domain as the beginning and end of the x's, the inputs. You have to know that domain goes with your x's. It's an input, right? It's the set of all inputs, in fact. And as a result, it goes with the x-axis. Whereas the range is the set of all outputs, and it goes with the y-axis. So when I am looking for a domain, I'm looking where does, my graph start and stop on the x-axis. And so in other words, I need to look what's the farthest to the left and the farthest to the right that my curve goes. So starting with that, if I go farthest to the left, I think this point down here is the very farthest. Whereas this point way over here is the very farthest to the right. This is my domain. Now we just need words to describe that. So yesterday in class, we practiced using the parentheses. So this would you would just say it starts at -9 and it goes to, well, +7. And because these are both closed, I'm going to use this bracket. It's very similar with greater than and less than signs. I'm willing to bet that you can figure out what that would look like given the same numbers. And then in part B, it wants you to manually fill in the range. So again, I'll leave it to you, but now we're talking about the bottom and the top. And so if I think about that for just a moment, oops, that's not what I want to get rid of. Again, where does it start and where does it end from top to bottom, I'll just draw this one line. Again, top, bottom. Where does it start? Where does it end? And how do I write that in terms of not just this, but also, the inequalities? I'll give you a hint. Even if you don't know what these symbols mean, whichever is going here is going to be the larger. It's going to be your max, whereas whatever is going over here is going to be the smaller. It is going to be your min. Same thing as above. If you noticed over here, -9 is smaller than 7. There's a reason why I wrote that first. That's the smaller of the two. We always do min then max, the smallest to the largest. So bottom to top or left to right, depending on whether we're talking about domain and range. If you're having trouble with these types, definitely let me know and I can help you a little more with that. And we'll definitely be sure to talk about that in class today. Thanks.